Okay guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. All right guys, I'm back. It's Saturday, June 27th, and it is 9:53 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm getting a little bit of a later start than I wanted to, seeing as I have two videos tonight. However, I've been having some software issues, and I'm hoping they're solved. At least I think they are. If you're seeing this perfectly and hearing it perfectly, then you'll know that they are. And that's good news. So my plan tonight is to cover Q, because we had a couple more on June 25th that I missed because I posted. He continued to post after I had posted, and there are some from yesterday as well to go over. Not a whole lot, but enough. So enough to be a video. And we've also got news to get to as well. Now, I am going to kind of keep a nervous eye on the software because I'm hoping I don't have any more issues. Well, I didn't just have issues. I had the whole subscription. But yeah, it appears everything is working okay now. So let's go on. All right, I do have a couple people to thank, but I'll do that in the next video. And we will just go right ahead with Q. This is picking up exactly from where I left off in the last video that we did with Q. And again, I do have a fan on. I'm hoping that it's not going to interfere with the microphone. Let me know if you hear any, interference or whatever, and if it's bothering you, I will have to come up with another solution. But the air conditioner sounds like a jumbo jet taking off. Well, it's not quite as loud. They did fix it, but well, it's still loud, and it's hot out this evening. In fact, we're expecting severe storms. They even had a tornado warning for parts of southwestern Ontario, which I'm in southeastern Ontario, but it's moving this way. Very rare for us to have tornadoes up here. At least it used to be. When I grew up, it was unheard of. But now we're hearing about it more and more because of all the changes that's happening to the environment. Well, yeah, we'll say that that's why. I know what's really happening. I think you do too. All right, anyway, let's get on with Q. Okay, so we are on drop 4524. Democrats colluding with China to steal the 2020 presidential election on November 3rd. Now, I happen to believe this. I believe that when, POTUS mentioned it, and even when Q mentioned it, I think obviously Q is not going to take that risk unless there is credible evidence that they are tracking down or that they are aware of, because that's just the way he rolls. So anyway, and I know that Q is not a person we don't know whether it's male, female, it's a team as far as we know. So I just say he because it makes it easier than saying he, she, them, they, whatever. All right, so we've got a link to Twitter, and this is the link. I clipped it out for us so that it's a little quicker, and it says, excuse me, Q-proof, POTUS, especially China, are they going to print millions of ballots on the exact same paper using the exact same machines? And yeah, and then she says that because that is what POTUS said. And also it goes along with this drop by QAnon from the 22nd of June. Are China and other foreign adversaries printing, cloning paper ballots to cheat the 2020 election? Well, evidently they are. Q has mentioned it, and so has POTUS. So they're aware of something, and probably just mentioning it has probably caused the deep state to evacuate their bowels, really, and have to run to the bathroom for a nervous poo. Perhaps even some of them have gone to get adult underwear. So yeah, that's what I think. I think that this is a credible threat, that they know that this is a plan, and somehow I believe that because they know about it, they're going to be able to somehow circumvent it. But I bet you the deep state, knowing that they know, I bet you it's caused quite the ruckus. Anyway, going on from there, Q says, good catch. Coincidence? And he's saying, is it a coincidence that Q talked about it as well as POTUS? No, it's not a coincidence. Not a coincidence at all. We know that they are in communication with one another. The team with POTUS and vice versa. And we also know that Q plus is POTUS. So yeah, they're very intricately entwined. All right, good catch. Coincidence? Well, hasn't Q said there are no such thing as coincidences, not as far as this stuff goes. Important people understand for future events. Assumption or intel based? Well, obviously it is intel based because Q would not risk losing all the followers for something that is just an assumption. I don't think POTUS would either, because time and time again, people have picked him apart and poked at him, saying, oh, he said this and it's so ridiculous. And then it turns out that, yes, indeed, it's true. Just like the man that supposedly fell on the cement and cracked his head. Yeah, well, POTUS said he's an agitator and, you know, basically claiming that it was fake. And it was, right? We know that now. Of course, the mainstream media is still clinging to their narrative because people won't take the time that it takes to go out and research it for themselves or listen to alt news sources to get the real scoop. So yeah, there's still people that believe that that was real. And of course, that's what the news is promoting. But we know that POTUS was right. And he has been about a lot of things, like the drug. You know, even when he talked about using UV light, well, that really is a thing. They are using UV light to go into veins and so forth, and to you know, combat infection and even cancer. So these things that he says aren't just because he's some sort of idiot and he's making this stuff up on the fly. No, to the, you know, it's completely the opposite. So let's go on now to drop 4525. 4525. POTUS talks about the danger of mail-in ballots in foreign countries, China, printing them. And let's go here. This is from POTUS himself, so we're hearing it from both Q and POTUS. And let's go. He's asking us to watch at the 45 minute mark. So let's go ahead and do that. Seems to me we already did that, but seems to me that, I mean, I've looked at this before.
By the millions, I think I read.
Okay, so let's take it back here to 42, and we're at 38, 39, 39, 41. 41. Okay, let's take it back here. It's a little bit, just slightly before where Q wants us to start listening.
Forward to your.
He looks like Bolton, but a better looking version. Look at him with that.
I could do the
Much
thing.
better looking.
I could do as good as him, I think. Looking forward to your second term. The big concern I've got is how are you going to make sure that the election is fair and free from fraudulent absentee votes and mail-in ballots? That's the concern I've got.
I think it's the most important question I'll be asked, because it's a great question. So now we have a mail-in thing, and you see California, he's sending out millions and millions of ballots. Where are they going? Where aren't they going? Is the postman going to hand them out? Are they going to take them out of the mailboxes? The other thing, Mark, it's very important. You get a foreign country, see, they keep talking, oh, Russia, China, this, especially China. Not Russia, especially China. Are they going to print millions of ballots using the exact same paper, using the exact same machines? And are they going to print ballots and then hand them in? And all of a sudden, it's the biggest risk we have, the mail-in ballot. And not so much the absentee ballot, because an absentee, like I'm in the White House and I have to vote in Florida, et cetera, et cetera. You're absentee, it's okay. But people go through a process for that. You know, it's really pretty good. But the mail-in ballots, they mail them to anybody. And they send them out by the millions. I think I read over 30 million ballots are going to be sent out in California. Where are they going? Nobody's standing there watching you vote. At least the other way, you get in line And they're using, I said the other day, we went through World War I and we voted. We went through World War II and we voted. And now we have a virus. And by that time, it'll be less and less. Why aren't we going to vote? People want to vote. But it would be nice to be able to see the people. And on top of that, they should have ID voting. Okay? We should have ID ballots. Great question.
You said you would like to have more than 3 debates with Joe Biden.
Okay, and now we're out of the talk of the ballots and election and so forth, and that's what he wanted us to pay attention to, because POTUS is saying the exact same thing that Q is saying. Not a coincidence. All right, let's go back here and go on from here to 4526. We're on drop 4526. Guardian pushes a hit piece on QAnon Facebook a day after Q's epic digital battleground drop. So, and this is Q from June 24th, 2020, and this is the post in question here. It says, you have been selected to help serve your country. Never retreat from the battlefield. Twitter, Facebook, etc. Use other platforms as a form of centralized command and control. Organize and connect. Bridge through linking. Source memes, material from battlefield and or garage. Highlight and share. Take and drop. Mission 1, dispute, reject. Propaganda push through posting of research and facts. Mission 2, support role of other digital soldiers. One falls, another stands and rises. Mission 3, guide, awaken others through use of facts. Declass 1 to 99 material and other relevant facts. And memes, decouple MSDNC control of info stream. Ask counter questions to initiate thought versus repeat or echo of the MSDNC propaganda. Learn use of camouflage digitally. Primary account suspended. If your primary account is suspended or terminated, use a secondary account. Mission 5, identify strengths and weaknesses, personal and designated targets. Twitter and Facebook plus other. Example, memes, failure to read through use of algorithm. Think Tron MCP, Master Control Program. Now remember when Q told us that they want us to believe that they can, filter through all these memes using their algorithm and take out anything that is contrary to their narrative, anything about POTUS or anything negative about the deep state, etc., etc. However, Q has plainly told us that only the military, their intel has that capability. It is not in the public's hand in terms of a private company like Facebook or Twitter, etc. They do not have that technology, and that is why memes are the most effective way to communicate truths. Not only that, but memes are very powerful, very powerful. So that is what he is talking about. They can't comb through those and pull them as easily as they could if you were just writing a post about something. All right, dependence on person-to-person capture, slow response time. Yeah, when you post a meme, it's slow to be taken down because it depends on somebody actually reporting it. By the time that person reports it, that meme's been shared so many times that it's impossible, so yeah. Game theory, information warfare. Welcome to the digital battlefield. Together we win. And that's true. Together we win. All right. And gosh, I missed a link here. I don't know what I was thinking about with that, but I missed it. So let's go to actual Q and to the actual Q map and find this so I can pick up the link there that we are supposed to be looking at. Let me see. We are here. Okay. Oh, this is why. Yes, now I remember why I didn't use it, because the tweet that Q is leading us towards, is wanting us to read, has been deleted by Twitter. Now, that's not surprising, is it? Of course not. But I can't show you what I can't see. So anyway, there we go. That is why I didn't include that, and it all comes back to me now. Anyway, Q says daily attacks are normal. But what are the odds this particular hit regarding Facebook censorship push comes the next day? Think battlefield and missions. The Guardian. Information warfare. Q. And we know that. We know that the world is watching Q, and even the mainstream media is watching Q, although they keep debunking it as conspiracy theory. I'm not sure why they give so much time to it if they think it's just a conspiracy theory, because they seem to spend an awful lot of time attacking it, which is just giving it more coverage, right? More people check it out, and they think, oh, I don't think this is a conspiracy. I think this is right. So yeah, it's not really working in their favor. They're doing all they can, but it's still spreading. All right, and now we are on drop 4527, 4527, 3-second delta between Q drop and POTUS tweet, blame Dan. Now, here we have POTUS tweet and a Anon tweet, and I should have made this bigger because I don't think, hang on, we're gonna have to go back to Q because this is too small for us to see. But an Anon posted this and said, wow, another 0 delta. Well, not quite 0 delta. It's a 3-second delta though, which is, I mean, impossible, because Q is posting and then POTUS posts, and unless they're coordinating these things, you know, which of course we know they are. And this is Donald Trump's tweet. Coronavirus deaths are way down. Mortality rate is one of the lowest in the world. Our economy is roaring back and will not be shut down. Embers or flare-ups will be put out as necessary. And then you've got this post. This was posted at 8:54:49, and this was posted at 8:54:46. And of course, this is the tweet that we just read. So they're saying, oh, there's a three-second delta between those two posts. And, well, let's go back to here. And this person says, wow, another 0 delta. And this person corrects him. 3 seconds. Dan is to blame. Q, I don't get that. And if somebody does get it, please tell me in the comments, because I don't get that. Dan who? Dan is to blame. So, I don't know. The more I think about that, the more I think, well, I don't think I get what he's trying to say there. But, do any of you guys know? Because this has been driving me a little bit crazy, and you know, I don't have all that far to go. So I don't know if any of you have insight into that. It's probably something quite simple that I've missed, but please let us know in the comments below, because if I'm wondering about it, I'm thinking there's probably others that are wondering about it as well. All right, and we are going ahead now with, we're on the 26th of June. We're going ahead with post 4528, Patriots get cued again. And remember the Oracle executive, this man right here, who took the pledge, and, you know, Q pointed to it. And it says, Patriot gets cued again, because this is what he said. Wow, I can't believe I got cued. This is so surreal. Q, it's an honor. I'm excited to serve my country in any capacity, any time, any day, twice on Sunday. America is the best country in the world. I love all my fellow countrymen and Anons worldwide. Thank you. And Q responds and says, the honor is ours. Nice meeting you. Q. I think that's awesome. And we are moving on, because that's quite self-explanatory. And we are moving on to this from the 26th of June, 4529, 4529. Governors are not immune to lawsuits arising out of willful or negligent regard of state laws. So governors are not immune to lawsuits arising out of willful or negligent disregard of state laws. And of course, we know that this is discussing the governors in Democratic states that placed COVID positive patients in with vulnerable nursing home patients. And we know the result was disastrous. So we've got a link here that we're going to be going to. Did orders violate government mandated policies? Yes, they did. What they ordered, what these governors ordered was a violation of mandated policies. Would a jury of peers agree their actions were reckless? Well, I'm assuming that any jury of their peers would find that reckless. I think a 5-year-old would find that reckless. Would a jury of peers agree their actions were negligent? Absolutely. I can't imagine that they would find people that would say, oh no, it wasn't negligent. No, it wasn't reckless. I can't imagine. And we're going to be looking at this as well. There's a link here, but Q has pulled out what he wants us to see. And it says the immunity of a state from suit has long been held not to extend to actions against state officials for damages arising out of willful and negligent disregard of state laws. 165. The reach of the rule is evident in Sure versus Rhodes 166, in which the court held that plaintiffs were not barred by the 11th Amendment or other immunity doctrines from suing the governor and other officials of a state alleging that they deprived plaintiffs of federal rights under color of state law and seeking damages when it was clear that plaintiffs were seeking to impose individual and personal liability on the officials. There was no executive immunity from suit, the court held. Rather, the immunity of state officials is qualified and varies according to the scope of discretion and responsibilities of the particular office and the circumstances existing at the time the challenged action was taken. So actually, no, they're not immune to lawsuits, depending. And in this case, they are open to lawsuits. So let's look at a couple of these. This is the first one. And of course, this is Steve Scalise. Says these governors are withholding information from the public, and House Democrats are letting them get away with it with their partisan refusal to join our investigation. And that was Steve Scalise. Republicans are demanding answers from Democrat governors about their disastrous nursing home orders. And this is Washington, D.C. on Thursday. All 5 Republican members of the House Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Crisis, as well as Republican members of the New York, California, Michigan, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania delegations, urged the Attorney General of those states to investigate the origins of their governor's deadly nursing home orders and the impact those orders had on their state's elderly populations. The new letters come more than a week after Select Subcommittee members wrote to the Democratic governors of those 5 states requesting information about their nursing home orders. So far, only New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has failed to respond directly, and only California Governor Gavin Newsom has provided a partial response. These governors are withholding information from the public, and House Democrats are letting them get away with it with their partisan refusal to join our investigation. As a result, we are now calling on the attorneys general of these states to investigate the orders behind these avoidable tragedies, said Republican whip and Select Subcommittee ranking member Steve Scalise, who is a Republican from Louisiana. Grieving families of those who died as a result of these orders deserve answers about why they were put in place and the full extent of their impact, and there is no amount of stonewalling, name-calling, or blame-shifting that will make us give up on getting them. That is good news, because really that needs to be fully investigated and they need to be held responsible. And what Q is showing us, he is showing us what is happening here, but also he is showing us that they can indeed bring a lawsuit against these governors, which is good news, I think, especially for families that lost loved ones unnecessarily. And this is where he is getting this from, right here. We're not going to read it because Q has already told us what part. He's already pulled that out for us, but he also left this as a reference. So, yeah, they can sue, and they should. So let's go back now and continue on. And we are on drop 4530, and it states, "We will not fail. We will not fail." And he links to a Twitter account and says, "Rising to the occasion, understand what's at stake. God bless each and every one of you. We will not fail. Where we go one, we go all. Q." All right, let's go and check out what Q is wanting us to check out here. And I believe this person's name is Enoch, and there's someone I follow on Twitter. And by the way, those of you that are interested and have a Parler account, which is not censored at all, so you're able to state your views and openly and honestly and post what you want to post without retribution. It's PARLER, and it's the app that Donald Trump and others have been, other conservatives, his sons have been, posting and promoting. Well, I joined Parler today, and I am on Parler under Deception Bytes, all one word, Deception Bytes, and at Mishel McCumber. So I am on Parler, and if you are on Parler, look me up. Okay, I just wanted to throw that in there because I knew I'd forget. Anyway, this is the account that Q has pointed us to, and there's a lot of stuff here. This one says, "Q has said proofs and graphics are important. I took that as a directive. This thread will show Q verification, Q POTUS connections, Q POTUS knowing of news in advance." So there's a whole lot of information here. And if you're on Twitter, this is a great person to follow because they do have good stuff. It's Enoch, ENOCH. And let's go down here. And the interesting thing is that Enoch Q didn't just link to a post, he linked to, their page, meaning there's a lot on here, not just one post. And when we go down here, there's a lot of people saying taking the oath, many people taking the oath. And we're not going to go through all those. So yeah, most of these are just people taking the oath. And I'm going to be bringing something to you guys. Today was an epiphany for me. It really was. All of a sudden, I don't know if any of you work on puzzles. I don't really, but it makes a good analogy when you've got all the different pieces and you're putting a piece here and you connect two over here and you connect a couple over here. And at first it takes forever. Like even making a little bit of progress on a huge puzzle, it takes forever because there's so many pieces to go through. But when the pieces start falling into place and you start seeing a pattern, it's a little bit easier until the very end where it goes, oh, okay, these final pieces, I know. And I feel like I had one of those moments where a lot of stuff converged and I understood things in a much bigger and more like a 40-foot view. You're viewing things from the air rather than, on the ground. I've had that experience before in things that I was researching, but this is something that just kind of came together to me, and all of a sudden, I've been struggling, as I know a lot of you have, with all this that's been going on. So I understood something, and I want to, over the next little while, it's going to take me some time to get it together. because I want to fully understand it before I disseminate it to anybody else. But it makes a whole lot of stuff make sense. I may lose some viewers, but I think it's important, and I've committed to that from the very start, to bringing you the truth as I see it. Now, there's times when I'm wrong, and I'm willing to say, you know what, I was wrong about that. But I have to bring you the truth, even if I lose viewers, even if people don't like me very much and call me names. I've got to do that because I believe that that's my duty before God. So I am going to be bringing you some information, and it's going to take a little bit of a deep dive for me, but I think it's going to be very eye-opening, and it's going to put things into place for so many of you, as it did for me. I was talking to one of my closest friends today, and I said, it broke my brain. I was trying to talk to her about it, and she was going, oh, I'm getting goosebumps. And I said, it broke my brain, because once that was dropped and I understood it, I was like, oh my gosh, this hurts. It just hurts to think about all the ramifications and everything. So I'm going to be bringing that to you guys in the next few days. I'm getting it together. So anyway, let's just go on. I don't know why I threw that in there. It probably would have been better in the second video, but it's done now. All right. So rising to the occasion, understand what's at stake. God bless each and every one of you. We will not fail. And we're going on from here. And we are on drop 4531. Excuse me. Patriot takes the oath, and it's got a link here, and it says the next few weeks will demonstrate our resolve. Where we go one, we go all. Q. Now, let's go take a look at this. The reason I probably, hang on here, the reason probably why I threw it in there is because I saw all those people taking the oath, and it fit in with that. In fact, it makes a whole lot of things fit into place really neatly. So anyway, we'll get to that. I need to understand it all myself before I can disseminate it, because, well, that just makes sense. All right, so this is where Q led us to Steph, and let's listen.
Support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter, so help me God. Where we go one, we go all. I do solemnly swear that I will support.
All right, now it's just starting over. Okay, and I do believe, if I am not mistaken, that is the last post, which brings us, yeah, we're still recording, brings us up to date. All right, so let me just make sure here. No, I'm sorry. Oh, no, I was wrong. I was really wrong. Okay, that's not the last post. Let's continue on. 4531. Oh no, we just did that one. I'm sorry. I just lost my mind momentarily, but it's back. It's back, sort of. 4532. As the darkness falls, so does our enemies. And it's interesting because this has a capital and then it says sick. When you see this, the brackets with SIC, what that means is if you're giving an interview or something and you say something that's, you know, like bad grammar or whatever, a lot of times the newspaper will put sick there, which means it's being written exactly as it was stated, or or this is what somebody else wrote. So when whoever, you know, did this and put it out there, put sick, because, you know, really these enemies, or these letters should not be capitalized, right? Darkness as the darkness, that shouldn't be capitalized. No, neither should falls, and neither should does. or our, or, so what does this spell actually? D, F, D, yeah, see, A should be capitalized. D, F, D, O, E. F, D, D, O, E. I don't know. Does that mean anything to anybody? Not sure. But he says, as the darkness falls, so does our enemy. And actually it should be, as the darkness falls, so do our enemies. So maybe it's not that he's pointing out here about the miscapitalization. He's probably doing it because he put it right after the does, and it should be, as darkness falls, so do our enemies. So why did he say, as darkness falls, so does our enemies? That's very, very interesting. So does our enemy. Not sure. What do you guys think? Why would Q purposely say that, which is bad grammar? It should be, as the darkness falls, so do our enemies. Why would he write that? And then pointed it out by putting sick. Interesting. Very interesting. Any thoughts on that would be appreciated. Put it in the comments below. And we are on drop 4533, Edward Snowden or Eric Schmidt reference. And I'm not sure what he's talking about here, unless it's this. As the darkness falls, so does our enemy. Because this is just another strange post. It says Edward Snowden or Eric Schmidt reference. And this anon puts grammar kitty or on purpose. And so this person's probably asking this grammar mistake, was that on purpose? And Q responds and puts ES in kill brackets. And that's probably why this says Edward Snowden or Eric Schmidt reference, because he puts ES, and it could apply to either. But interesting, he says mistakes to you are roadmaps to others. So there's a clue in this. There's a clue in this, and it should. The clue should lead us to either Eric Schmidt or Eric Schmidt or Edward Snowden. So that is important. DOE. Didn't Snowden at one point work for the Department of Energy? I think he did. Edward Snowden. Let me do this. I think you guys are interested in hearing the truth, so I think this is worth looking at. Where Edward Snowden, Department of Energy. Okay. Office of Intelligence. Okay, I'm not sure. Seems to me that at one point he worked in the Office of Energy. Or the Department of Energy. I don't know. I'm going to have to look that up. So that's something for me to research as well, because there is there's a clue there, or Q wouldn't have given it to us, and the clue is in does. Or another way to look at this, I'm sorry, I'm just, my mind is thinking through this. It should be, as the darkness falls, so do our enemies. And then if you take off this, that would be the correct grammar. And the incorrect grammar is ES. ES for, and Q is telling that because this person right here is asking, was that improper grammar, was that on purpose? And Q is saying, mistakes to you are roadmaps to others. So you might see a mistake, but someone else could see a roadmap. So there's ES right here in it. I'm not sure, but I'm going to look into this further and see. I have a feeling it is Edward Snowden. That's what I think, but I'm not sure. And it's saying, as the darkness falls, so does, should be do, our enemies. Mistakes to you are roadmaps to others, Q. So if any of you have any thoughts on that, let me know in the comments. It takes all of us. It really does. Okay, and now we are on drop 4534. 4534. I was just looking at the time because I want to have time to get a news video in, and it does appear like I will have that time. So, but this says stand at the ready, and we've got a link here, and I've clipped it out for us. And it is this: rising to the occasion, understanding what's at stake. God bless each and every one of you. We will not fail. Where we go one, we go all. And this is just Q's post from 6/26 that we've already read, the one that links to Enoch, rising to the occasion, understanding what's at stake. God bless each and every one of you. We will not fail. Where we go one, we go all. So that brings us to the end of the Q posts. And that catches us up completely with them. And so next, I'm going to get this uploaded, and next I will be doing a news video. And I wanted to do 2 videos because I may not be posting tomorrow. There are a lot of things that I need to attend to, and tomorrow's a good day because it's usually a very, very slow news day. If for whatever reason it's not a slow news day, or if Q posts, then I will post tomorrow. But if possible, I would like to use that to get ahead in both my research and some things that I need to take care of. So I may not post tomorrow depending, but I do promise if there is breaking news, I will post, or if there are Q posts. So there you go. I'm going to sign off on this video and get ready for the next. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. I hope, anyway. I hope you come back and join me. The news is always fun for me. I don't know why, but I just like to have fun with the news. So that's it. Let's sign off here, and thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you very, very much, and stay safe, stay blessed, and keep seeking truth. Good night, guys.